Did I press the wrong button? Hey, it's Edgar here, and we are here for yet again another blessed, another beautiful, another episode of the Flickitall podcast. You know what it is. It's me, yours truly, here giving you a low-voiced ASMR intro to the greatest film podcast ever made, solely because of the fact it's not run by 45-year-old white dudes who don't know anything. I have a lot of beef. What I've been doing recently is, especially because of the Criterion sale, we'll get into that. I've been looking up a lot of the movies on YouTube individually, seeing the reviews out there that people have, because a lot of Criterion movies are obscure, so you're gonna have to look deep and look at the maybe 2,000 tops views kind of videos. And there's some podcasts that I've come across, some that are actually Criterion related specifically, and they just review an upcoming release or whatever. They saw something like that, and it's always just bunch of old ass white dudes, and for some reason one of them is always British. I don't know how that happened, but it really cemented the idea in my head that nobody is doing it like me. Because in my personality, I'm just the kind of person who I've been told, oh, I can't get a read on you. That's because I don't really fit into anything. I act nothing like a film major asshole. I'm really into video games, but never in a million years would I consider myself a gamer, because they're the fucking scum of the earth. So it's I thought it's what I like about my podcast is that I'm able to talk about these films. He says when his debut episode was about fucking Mama Boy. But still, that's the thing. I can talk about any movie of any caliber. It can be considered high art. It can be considered Mama Boy. And that's the magic of movies, It doesn't fucking matter what people regard it as. What matters is what you get out of it, how you enjoy it and shit like that. So that's why I feel like this show is one of a kind in the sense that I have the hip and youthful and with it personality of a modern, Zoomer, but I don't have the pretentiousness of a boomer. So it creates this perfect balance where I'm able to just talk about these things I enjoy, but not in a way that alienates a younger audience in any way. I want this to have universal appeal. That's why I talk about these movies so casually. And yeah, that's my rant over. Basically, I fucking hate all the high-end movie podcasts. This is a regular anything goes movie podcast, because all the mainstream ones, I can't think of, maybe I never watched Collider, but I'm assuming they do a lot of podcasts, some that aren't Star Wars specific. If they have oh shit, I didn't open up my dashboard. LMAO, my bad. Anyways, alright, we got the dashboard up. But basically, yeah. So in the mainstream movie podcast, they just talk about, oh, what came out in theaters? Oh, what have we been watching? But they never, and if they watch something high art, it's just a passing mention, oh yeah, I watched insert Kurosawa movie here. Oh yeah, it was great. Yeah, really classic. Anyways, and that's it. They just completely gloss over. It's wait, no, I don't want to hear about that. I don't give a shit about what you thought about Avengers 47. I want to be able to talk about anything. You can't just gloss over that. Fuck you. I don't know. So I like to think that this show reaches an equilibrium where I can talk about anything goes. Like I said earlier, from fucking Mama Boy to Sancho the Bailiff. know what I'm saying? I just realized, when was the last time I did an episode? Oh, shit. I don't remember the last time I did an episode, so therefore I don't know what I said in that episode. Therefore, I don't know what to talk about in the what have I been up to. Okay, we're going with it. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but probably not, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's been a while, hasn't it? Should be fine. I haven't changed the title of my stream. Oh, this is a disaster. Oh, no. Oh, God. Okay, I can do this. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I fucking love streaming. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. Here we go. So, what we're watching, what we're talking about today, it's not letting me edit the stream info. Yeah, I talked about the films I saw in quarantine, thank you, but it's like, I don't remember what I've seen since. Okay. Am I really in episode 9? Happy episode 9, y'all. Today we're talking about Badlands. Okay. Okay, it's saved. Oh, great. Nice. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. Oh, so basically, I'm starting to remember now. If I did do a catch up, then that means I talked about everything I'd seen up to that point, which means there's a lot I've seen since. You could consider this what have I been up to? Technically, part 2 of my catch up, but I actually have a movie to talk about this week that I'll actually go in depth with. So, why don't we get started? What have I been up to? Well, baby, I've been watching a lot of movies, let me tell you. Apparently, I didn't even remember, but I've watched way more than I thought. Up here is my criterions, and I added a shitload in since the last time we've seen each other because of the 50% off sale. And I balled out like a motherfucker, so I'm gonna have to look and remember what. Okay, I watched Good Morning, which is an excellent film from Ozu, is it? Oh, fuck, I feel like an idiot. Oh, jeez, I forgot. Oh, stupid. Oh, I did watch War and Peace. We're gonna get to that. Thank you for reminding me, chat. But anyway, so first, I love how I'm actually, like, for those watching on the Twitch or the video on YouTube, you can't see, but I'm only wearing underwear and this TikTok shirt. So this is perfect, immaculate framing. You would never know if I didn't tell you. Anyways, so first up, I got Good Morning. That is an excellent vibe of a film. It is literally so peaceful, beautifully shot, because his directing style is he just puts a tripod down, lets it go. It sits there, and through this he creates so much depth in his frames, and it's so much frame within frame. Let me eat that shit up. Oh, it's so good, daddy. I fucking love Good Morning. I gave it a 9 out of 10. It is basically, I guess what it'd say on the back of the box, even though it's not fully about this really, is these two kids in 50s Japan go on a vow of silence until their parents buy them a TV. But there's a lot more to it. It shows a lot of different aspects of life. If anything, it really is more about, like, the mom story and her, like, girls' neighborhood club and, like, paying fees and shit. It's crazy. I love it. It's such a normal movie. It's a vibe. Love it. Then I got Sancho the Bailiff. Truly Shout out. Chat is feeling the Ozu. Let's go. Number 2, I saw Sancho the Bailiff, which is a Japanese film also. And this one is about... So there's this, like, lord or some shit who is trying to stand up for the people because of, like, high taxation or some shit. And he's, like, trying to prevent that. But then his, like, elders and shit, the people above him, are like, what the fuck, man? Get the fuck out. So then he's exiled. And he leaves his family behind, which is his wife, his son, and daughter. And so the people are like, no, don't leave me, don't leave me. Oh, I wish that meme was still a thing. Anyways. And so that's like literally the first scene. And so after that, the family tries to go after... Oh, and the family's like maid, assistant, I don't know the exact terminology during this time period. But yeah, they go after him. But then eventually they get kidnapped and are taken into the slave trade. And so they work as slaves. And I'm going to leave it at that. The story gets fucking wild. It's a classic Japanese tale. So if you're familiar with that, like the history, the culture, stuff like that, you might know this story already. But for me, being a silly American boy who doesn't know jack shit besides the Constitution like the back of his hand, like a good American, I really enjoyed it. It is a masterpiece, I think, even for being made in late 50s, early 60s, maybe? I feel in late 50s is probably right, but it's such a harrowing experience. It's a hard watch. It's not like, oh, I gotta cover my eyes, or oh, this is too much. But like, it's not a pleasant or easy watch, especially for a movie of that time. You're really not used to the idea and shit like that. And I don't know. I think it's a phenomenal movie, masterpiece. Love it. Highly recommend it if you're gonna try to expand into world cinema. It's such a classic tale. I can see why it is held up in Japanese culture throughout the hundreds of years that's been around. Next I got 3 Outlaw Samurai. Chat saying boo American stream, boo. Let me correct that for you. Boo America, boo. Got him. And 3 Outlaw Samurai is like, if you've ever been broke, you've gone on the Criterion website and clicked sort price low to high. You always see like 3 specific ones. It's like blue is the warmest color, some other shit by Fritz Lang, I think, and the third is 3 Outlaw Samurai. It's always under $20 on sale. It's crazy. And because the 50% off sale that was going on was only through Barnes and Noble, and a lot of the time they're out of stock in everything. Just nothing was ever available, at least what you wanted. I was able to get some things, like that's how I got Sancho the Bailiff, and I'll figure it out. I think I remember. That's for later. So what I did is I was like, well, I'm not satisfied. This is a once a year thing. At least it's not flash sales, because every single time those pieces of shit do a 50% off flash sale, I'm always broke. It's always after payday. It's always after I pay my rent, my bills, my shit, my real world adult shit, at least in the before times. Now I live at home, unemployed, immune compromised. Anyways, so 3 Outlaw Samurai is always the lowest price because it's light on features. Oh, another one that's like this. I remember now. I have it also. Letter Never Sent. because it virtually is just here's the movie, here's subtitles. I'm pretty like it's literally nothing, but it's that movie's phenomenal. But anyways, Three Outlaw Samurai also phenomenal. I think just because it doesn't have jam-packed special features does not mean it's a bad release. I think it is a fantastic restoration of what turned out to be a fantastic samurai movie. Apparently, it's based off of a TV show that was popular in Japan, and this movie's like an origin story to the show. So it came out once the show became popular. So it's really cool that an origin story movie for a show is that good. Like, now I want to go out and seek out the show itself, you know. It's fucking great. I think the direction is so good. It's like there's this one battle where it's outside the main base for the Three Outlaw Samurai, and it's just a camera and it's tracking shot kind of from the side, but it's like barred by like bamboo and shit or like some kind of wood shit, and you just see whoosh, whoosh, he's just fucking up dudes left and right. Wow, wapa, wapa. And it's all just one swift movement, and then I think one swift back. It's so fucking good. Ugh, love that for me. It's such a pleasant classic view. So like if you're on a budget and you want to get into Criterion's, I highly recommend Three Outlaw Samurai. It is great. Like if you're it's prime if you're like in high school or about to go into college for film studies or shit like that. I seriously recommend, if you're low on money but you still want to get in on the train, look at those lower price ones. They are absolutely just as worth it as the regular price shit. Anyways, let's see. Yes. So the second one I got in my Barnes and Noble order is Stalker, the Tarkovsky masterpiece. If you're only listening, I'm doing bunny ears as I say masterpiece because this movie is a mass turd piece of shit. Let's go. Got his ass. Fuck him. Fuck him. This is apparently the movie that killed him because he like fucking poisoned his crew filming this shit in one of the locations. Fuck it. And for what? A pretentious ass 3-hour long movie where a dude's just like, art. What is the meaning of art and life and dreams? If I want to remember, I must dream. And if I want to dream, I must remember. I just came up with that quote on the fly. That's probably like deeper than any shit the fucking movie said. I don't know. I gave it a 5 out of 10 because it's such a really hard watch because it moves like fucking, like if a little boy throws slime on a wall that's angled and it's just eat, and 10 minutes later eat, and over time it kind of starts picking up. That is the pace of Stalker. I fucking hate Stalker. Fuck Stalker. All my homies hate Stalker. I only bought this shit because I bought Andrei Rublev, and that was my first introduction to Tarkovsky, and I thought that was a masterpiece. So I just assumed, okay, well, if Stalker is considered the best movie, then it should be fine. I should have a great time. I love the shots. I even looked up some shots. Like, oh, that's so beautiful. What is that movie? Oh, Stalker. Oh, I want to see it. Oh, give me those shots. And then I get to the shots. I'm like, yeah, they're nice, but holy shit, this is fucking boring. This fucking sucks. My eyes hurt, mate. Oh, chat's hyped up about that. Let's go. We on the anti-stalker wave here, fellas. So, my recommendation, fuck Stalker. Unless you're like a white dude and you're a film major asshole, or you consider yourself an elitist, maybe you'll like Stalker. If you're like a regular fucking decent human being who values their time, watch Andrei Rublev. It's also like over 3 hours, but it's actually a masterpiece. It's fucking incredible. It is shot beautifully and it makes you feel things. I can't explain. The movie flows like a fucking dream. and this one flows like a dream, but not like a nightmare. Not a dream in a heightened sense, just literally in the literal sense, a dream. Something your subconscious plays for your brain when you're sleeping. And it's a dream that you forget immediately. Fuck Stalker. Uh, I love how actually you can't see it on my shelf. It's the only movie on the Criterion section that's just pushed all the way back. I didn't even bother to pull it forward so that it show the spine properly. And then I got the final film I got in my Barnes and Noble order was War and Peace. Finally, I know you were excited, chat. You said the very first thing that was said is it's War and Peace time. Well, guess what, baby? We have ascended to the upper echelon. We bumping rodeo with Travis Scott up here watching War and Peace on loop with some bad hoes at our side. Let's go. Actually, I didn't really watch War and Peace. War and Peace is actually like 4 movies. I only saw the first one. Luckily, as I was nearing the 2-hour mark or something, I looked up, is the movie really 7 hours? Is this a joke? And it turns out I was looking on Letterboxd like, no, it's 4 movies. I go, oh, okay. Well, when does the first one end? And as soon as I'm like looking that up, I just see end of part 1 or some shit like that. And I'm like, ooh, that was good. I like War and Peace. It's super interesting, its direction, but I don't know how to explain it. It's like I was expecting way more from something so epic, but like it kind of does reach that because of like how battle scenes are all shot practically. There was no CG at the time, so all those people were actually on that field. It's quite impressive. But then I saw that part 2 is more like a love story kind of movie, and then I'm like, ooh, the writing for characters in this movie so far pretty insignificant. I don't give a shit. I don't remember anyone's name, so that's why I'm hesitant to ever continue that. But I'm really glad I own it because that is such a great release, such a good restoration. Shout out War and Peace. If you hate your time, but at least want something that's watchable, War and Peace. Fuck Stalker. Don't forget. So I don't really have much to say of War and Peace. And then for the second part, it was actually my birthday since the last time I've seen y'all. So Daddy came across a few more Criterions. Okay, so chat says they've never watched War and Peace. They read the first 20 pages of the book and decided they're okay with not consuming it. Well, guess what? Books ain't shit. Who gives a shit about trees being killed and wasted to print some bullshit ass words some fucking nerd bitch wrote? No, baby. This is Cinema City Central. What we do here, we take those bitch words, wipe our pussies with it, and we make a screenplay, and then we say, fuck words, I'm gonna translate this to the camera, because fuck yeah, fucking cinema rules, fuck lame ass nerd ass books, bitch, fuck shit. So don't ever be discouraged by a book. The movie's probably a better experience than reading the book, I promise you. It's wild, visually. Okay, so, anyways, the second wave of Criterion pickups I did, technically I did 3. The first, Amazon, because they ran out of Barnes & Noble, and then Barnes & Noble because of what I could get at Barnes & Noble. So this third wave, Barnes & Noble again, of course. And what we got was 24 Frames, the final film from Abbas. Oh, I don't remember his name. If I was looking at it, if I remembered, I could pronounce it. I'm not one of those of, oh, I'm not going to try to pronounce it. Fucking pieces of white trash, piece of shit, fuck. You can pronounce Yole Polnechonatonsky on some Russian Polish shit, but you can't pronounce. I would if I just remembered his name. And that's one of those gripes us minorities have. Universally, you see, we have to live with people not being able to pronounce our names, either first name, last name, whatever it may be. It's like Edgar Lamely. It's like, oh, be for real, bitch. You just pronounced Peter Wozniak's name perfectly. What the fuck? Anyways, I'm going a lot of tangents. I got a lot of hate in me right now. I don't know. I'm feeling a little dangerous. So 24 Frames was this director's final film. Man, it's what it advertises. 24 frames. Initially started off just paintings, and they just adds really shitty Adobe After Effects and green screen shit on top of them. And then sometimes it's actual shots. I gotta pay attention to the behind the scenes stuff of it more to see which ones are actually green screen, which one are actually in camera. Because a lot of it looks like shit, I'll be honest. But even then, like, a good amount of the frames are quite mesmerizing to look at. And especially with the sound design, the sounds that they decide to add. Music or just ambience, like, dude, the snow, the sound of birds, and then the beach with the seagulls and the ducks and the water. That is literally such a vibe. Like, the way I describe it is, it's a dynamic screensaver for your laptop, but just made into a movie. And that is actually like the highest praise I can give a movie, because it's like, fuck yeah, I go woo when I watch this shit. I've seen it twice now. Love it. Then the second movie I picked up was Marriage Story. I'm actually I did record part of a video. My intention was to make a video of me doing a pickup and like actually kind of doing a Criterion Closet type video at the Barnes and Noble I went to. But once I got there, they're like, "We're attention shoppers. We closing the store in 10 minutes." I go, huh? I just got here. I thought the website said you guys close at 9. Why are you closing at 8? So I filmed myself doing a like super quick 30-second intro in the parking lot. I get inside, find out. I go, oh shit. So I think I was only able to get like 3 shots and just talk super fast. So I don't even know if it's worth uploading. I'll have to actually look through the footage. Anyways, so because of that, I was just darting around. I didn't get what I was initially looking for. I was looking for the complete Jacques Tati collection. So didn't find it. But I did see Marriage Story, and it caught my eye. I'm like, wait, I actually have been wanting the physical release of that, because I want the notes that they write to each other actually come in this version of the Criterion, or of Marriage Story. And that's so cool. I love Marriage Story. It's one of my favorite movies of last year, so I do not regret anything at all whatsoever buying it. I have Roma, Marriage Story. We're just waiting for the announcement of when The Irishman is coming out, because they announced it is coming out, but they never said when. I'm feeling in November for that one, hopefully. But the fact that like the Criterion fellas are the ones who are releasing Netflix movies on Blu-ray, God fucking bless. Can't wait for the box set of The Kissing Booth and To All the Boys I Ever Loved Before. Yes, so excited. Anyways, have not actually opened this copy of Marriage Story since I've seen it more recently. I have no interest in rewatching it, but I'll get around to it someday. It'll happen, hopefully. The final film I grabbed, this is why I talked about my experience of this third time browsing Criterion that I literally had like less than 10 minutes to look. I was darting around, and my little sister said, "Oh," because she was with me. She was like, "Oh, what about polyester?" I go, "Ooh," like as just you need something, you're thinking quick, like what would I get? What do I get? That was an excellent choice. I watched it. It's actually the first movie I've ever seen with Odorama, and it was a really fun experience because especially the fact that it's a John Waters movie and it's his debut like studio feature. Like I think it was Warner Bros that released it. Oh, you want a Marriage Story unboxing? Chat is asking for a Marriage Story unboxing. If I had pants on, I'd consider it maybe another time. um, so polyester, because it's a John Waters movie, the smells are fucking repulsive. I love it. And I love how the smells actually reflect like the trajectory of the story. Like the smells just get worse and worse as things get worse for Francine. And then the very last smell is like a, oh yeah, that doesn't smell like shit. It smells kind of nice. Let's go. I love it. It's so good. And I think it's so goddamn funny. Like, I don't know. I feel like boomers would say that this is one of those highly quotable movies like Groundhog Day or some shit. Like, nobody's going around saying Groundhog Day quotes. What are you, 43 years old? Fuck you. But this movie, I could see it actually being quotable. At least the one quote that stood out to me in the 2 times I watched it is coitus interruptus. It's so good. But you're never going to have any context to say it, so it might have to be an inside joke with someone you watch this with. And, yeah. And that is, holy shit, you're telling me I've gotten 8 Criterion since I last seen you guys? There's no fucking way. Oof. Oof. That just hit me. Oof. I'm just sitting here thinking about shit. What have I done? Even a half off, that's a lot of money. Where the fuck did that come from? Where did that go? Oh, what have I done? Ugh. Oh, man. Let me tell you, there's nothing like the post-Criterion purchase regret. Yeah, it looks nice on the shelf, but at what cost? Well, a high cost, Francine. That's kind of the problem. Jesus Christ. But then again, like I've gotten 8 for the price of like 3 or 4 at regular. Well, 4 because if it's half off. Duh. But yeah, that is my current criteria. I'm pretty sure I have one more coming in. I don't even remember the name of the movie, but maybe we'll talk about that next week. We'll see how that goes. That's what I've been up to with... Oh, no, there's actually another part I've been up to, which is kind of like, I guess could segue into the news. It's a hybrid of what I've been up to / news. Because gaming related, I think since the last time I've seen you guys, I beat Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, it's great. It's my game of the year. Alright, I don't have to look at the shelf anymore. You guys don't need my side profile. You're right, chat. Fuck it. Eyeball. Yeah, so that's all I beat Ghost of Tsushima. That's really all I've done in terms of games. So I actually don't know when HBO Max came out, but to me, this is breaking news. It's actually very good. Since I'm back here at home, my family got DirecTV, and I guess through that we got 3 months of HBO Max for free. So one day my dad's like, "Hey, Here's a login info. I go, ooh, Anja? And so I was fucking pumping out movies left and right. I watched, okay. Basically, I'm going to give a review of HBO Max because it is shockingly might be the best streaming service overall. Because if you're into TV shows, I'd say depending what shows you like, Hulu might be your better option or Netflix might be your better option. But if you're a cinema buff, or if you consider yourself overall everything, you like new movies, you like your Criterion movies, then HBO Max is universal as hell in its appeal. Because it is $15 a month, which is a lot. That is more than, I think, just about all services. Because I think Criterion channel is 11 or 12. And the thing about the Criterion channel is that it doesn't have the entire Criterion collection on their service, and they have a lot of movies that rotate in and out. And I want to understand what the hell movies these are. Like, are these movies you're going to potentially add in the future to the collection, or what is up? Why is this here? And to me, it just seems really unorganized. But HBO Max has pillars. So, as original content, as DC content, Studio Ghibli content, general shit content like movies of whatever they can get in their catalog. They have, of course, HBO originals from the past. You know, HBO's already like excellent in setting the standard for high quality TV, you know. And then the final thing is the Turner Classic Movies section. This is just, we have a shitload of classic and like beloved movies. Turns out like over half of them are actually in the Criterion collection. I'm going to open up the app right now and just read off what the fuck I have on my watch list, because it is seriously impressive how much you get out of this. Where the fuck is this app? Okay. So, I've watched Safety Last, the Harold Lloyd movie. I watched Persona, the Ingmar Bergman joint. And yeah, what they have, I'm going to just read off Criterion ones I know. Funny Games, the original, not the English remake. The Three Colors trilogy. Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Punch Drunk Love, aka tied for the greatest movie ever made for me personally. Hanzo the Razor trilogy. I don't know if that's in the Criterion collection, but it is very similar in feeling to the Samurai trilogy, that. So I consider it part of it. Wings of Desire, Watership Down, The Wages of Fear, Ugetsu, Tokyo Story, A Streetcar Named Desire, Stromboli Sisters, Solaris, the Tarkovsky original, not the Soderbergh remake, Shot Corridor, Samurai Trilogy, what do you know? They even have it. Salesman, The Red Balloon, don't think that's on the Criterion collection, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. The Player, Picnic at Hanging Rock, The Passion of Joan of Arc, Paris, Texas, that's not it. Orpheus, Mon Oncle, Modern Times, Mikey and Nikki, Masculine, Feminine, The Man Who Knew Too Much, The Maltese Falcon, M, Lord of the Flies, Lone Wolf and Cub. There's like 5, 6 of those movies. Late Spring, Late Autumn, Les Samurai, The Last Emperor, Lady Snowblood movies, La Note, L'Amour, Clue, The Killing of Chinese Bookie, The Kid, The Hunger might be on the Criterion collection, can't remember. Hoop Dreams, House, Foreign Correspondent, For All Mankind, F for Fake, Eraserhead, Elevator to the Gallows, El Norte, The Diabolique, City Lights, Breathless, Black Narcissus. Oh, they have Black Narcissus. Dude, I was about to buy that, and then for some reason, like, I don't feel like watching that, really. I'm not in the mood. Oh, that's so fucking... Dude, they have even more than I thought they did. I'm not even done reading. I'm only on, like, B or some shit. Bicycle Thieves, The Battle of Algiers, 8.5, The 39 Steps, North by Northwest, I Married a Witch, Blood Simple, Raising Arizona, I think is a Criterion movie. Godzilla, Ikiru, Rashomon, Yojimbo, Seven Samurai, Throne of Blood, The Hidden Fortress, Sawdust and Tinsel, The Right, Fanny and Alexander, Cries and Whispers, Intermezzo, The Seventh Seal, Scenes from Marriage, Wild Strawberries, Autumn Sonata, and Through a Glass Darkly. So that's just in my watch list. That's not even taking into consideration the ones I didn't put on my watch list because I've already seen. That's just one section of what HBO Max has to offer. That's not including the Studio Ghibli movies, if you're into that, the HBO originals, the HBO Max originals, the DC. It's an unbelievable deal because the way I see it, if you're a high cinema person, but you also aren't an asshole and you can enjoy normal things, then you'll probably be like the kind of person who would get the Criterion Channel subscription and a Netflix. 11, I don't know how much Netflix is anymore. They keep increasing that shit. So let's just say 11. 11 plus 11 for Criterion, that's $22 a month. You could just pay $15 and still get access to pretty decent shit all around. Like, fantastic deal. And it's still cheaper to pay $15 a month than to buy all those Criterions individually. Oh, I absolutely did not expect this from HBO Max. It fucking took me, like, I thought at most I'd be like, we have 3 months. I'll just check out what they have. And I'm just looking, oh. I think I threw my phone when I saw the Three Colors trilogy on there because I've always wanted to see that. Like, in my cinematography class in film school, they showed, like, a scene of him, like, that looks nice, but I'm never going to watch. And now it's like, I can watch all of it. Let's go, dude. Let's fucking go. And so, yeah, that is my news segment for this week is HBO Max is excellent. Really look into the catalog they have. Do the math. Do the logistics. Is it worth getting all these subscriptions, or can you get something that's a little pricier, but if you only stick to that, it is quite universal in its appeal. So, major fucking shout out to HBO Max. I have so many Criterion movies I'm ready to watch. Hell fucking yeah. We lit. And that's our news. That was the breaking news because once again, I've been saying this since I rebooted the podcast in March. What the fuck do you want me to talk about? Cinema's dead. Movie theaters aren't coming out. Next year's Oscars, Best Picture is going to Sonic the Hedgehog. Best Original Music is going to Birds of Prey for Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Banger. Fucking banger. It was a joy to clean after every screening in the theater I worked at. Ooh, so good because of playing the credits. Yeah, so this is your once again update reminding you cinema is dead. So now let's actually get to what we came for. And that is Badlands, the Terrence Malick directorial debut. Now, I consider myself to be a newfound devotee to Terrence Malick. You see, the first movie of his I watched, first movie. Did I watch The New World first? I tried watching Tree of Life, so I don't count it because I got bored. Never gonna get back to it, honestly. Then I'm pretty sure The New World was my first Terrence Malick movie. No, actually, my first real Terrence Malick movie was The Thin Red Line. I saw at the Music Box Theater a 35 millimeter projection of it. It looked great, but I was bored because the movie's too goddamn long. And as soon as the credits started, I went, "Oh, thank God!" while everyone clapped. Ah, oh, little young Edgar, if only you knew the wrong incorrectness of your ways. Because that turned out to be one of my favorite movies of all time now. I got the Criterion and I absolutely could watch that any day. I cannot get enough of that shit. And so it's because of me watching The Thin Red Line for the first time in the Music Box, I was like, I could try another one. And so I watched The New World, the theatrical version. And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty great. I love it. And so then later I buy the Criterion of that, which comes with 3 versions. The main definitive one being a long ass cut. And it is so fucking good. I adore The New World, but I adore The Thin Red Line a whole lot more. And so, because of that, I was very excited to see, well, what's the Joker origin story? Where did this all start? I do pray thee tell. And so I watched Badlands. It was like $5 digitally. I'm like, yeah, could be down. And so I watched Badlands recently, and I cannot believe how good it is, considering the fact that this is just some philosophy major dude who then ended up writing screenplays. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make my own movie. Fuck all y'all. And so then he's like, I got this movie, I got this script. Please, people, give me money. And so he got financing from wealthy people like doctors and dentists and shit. And then he put in like $20,000 or $25,000 of his own money. And then the rest of it was financed by this one producer, some shit like that. So basically the movie had a budget of like $300,000, and then Warner Brothers purchased the distribution rights for like $1 million almost. So it's really a rags to riches story, because I just completely glossed over the process of actually making the movie. Like, nobody. It's very common in the Malick narrative that there was lots of conflict on set with Malick and the crew. And it was like, it got to the point where there's this one scene where a door-to-door salesman visits the house that the 2 main characters are in. And it's a very brief scene, but the guy who's supposed to play the door-to-door salesman didn't show up to set that day, so Terrence Malick had to play the part. And so it's like an extremely rare footage of Terrence Malick being, because he's such a recluse. Like, we don't know anything about him. So it's really cool that it was kind of forced onto him under forced circumstances that we have footage of him talking and being there. I think it's fucking great. But yeah, so like, considering all that was going against it, I think it's phenomenal that this movie came out the way it did, because it really showed what he was capable of, but didn't even show Terrence Malick at his most Malicky. I'd argue Days of Heaven is him at his most Malicky. And this movie kind of was a little shy in showing. This is the most accessible of his movies in terms of direction. But like, there's lots of his fingerprints there. Like, for example, the narration being a thing throughout. It's a staple of Malick, except here it's not done in whispers. She's just telling you the whole story. What else? There's some weird music choices in there at one random point, and it was very Malicky. I'm like, ooh, the whole movie's been like 50s soundtrack, and this piece of score is a little wild. You're like, I don't remember how it goes, but it's basically like it has vocals. I'm like, ooh, that sounds a little funky for the kind of movie I thought I was watching. It's fantastic. And yeah, so this is a phenomenal first try because the story is simple, very enjoyable to follow, very easy to follow. But really, what makes it so unique to me is the narration, because so basically the movie is about Martin Sheen plays this James Dean looking ass kind of guy named wait, actually let me check if they changed the names for the movie, because it is based on a true story. Let me see. Okay, so they did change it, because basically in the 50s there's this couple who went around doing a lot of like, they went on a fucking killing spree around across the country. And this movie's loosely based on that. I didn't know that. I just found out now it's loosely, like, they never acknowledge it. And it's to the point that they change characters' names and everything. So, there's this 15-year-old girl named Holly. She's just a dumb idiot girl in the 50s. You know, they don't got internet, they don't do shit. So she's just in her front yard twirling her baton and shit. And Kit, Martin Sheen's James Dean looking ass character, sees her one day. He's like, "Can I take you out? I'm a garbage man." And she's like, "My daddy wouldn't approve if I was seeing garbage man." Because he works as a garbage man. I don't know how old he is. He seems pretty old to me. Like, maybe early 20s, late teens. Still, let's just say it's enough of a gap where that romance is like, I don't know about that, buddy. But I mean, if it's based on a true story, then. But it's not based off a true. It's so loosely based. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I hope he didn't choose that for nefarious reasons. But yeah, basically, then they do end up dating, and then they build a relationship. And he's like, "Oh, baby, I love you so much. We got to get away from here. But your daddy don't approve of me." So one day he goes to her house, and he kills her dad. And she's super emotionless. She's just like, "Well, shucks. Daddy's dead." And he's like, "Come on, we got to get out of here." And so they just kind of fuck off, go wherever. I don't even think they have a real plan. They just, well, initially, their only plan is to just live in the woods until one day a couple of bounty hunters come looking for them. And then, of course, he kills them. And I guess is there when he really developed his taste for killing, because after that, they just start driving across the country. He shoots everyone he fucking sees. A psychopath. Literal psychopath. And, that's really what the movie is. Just we follow this dude unhinged while his literal child girlfriend is just, I don't know about all this. And eventually she just kind of is like, "I'm done. I'm out. I give up. You can do whatever you want." And then he gets caught, and that's it. But what makes this movie so unique is its narration. Because through the narration, it's all Holly who narrates. Nobody else does. She tells you everything that Kit has told her or is thinking or things like that. Pardon me. So what's really interesting is that one of the main rules of film is show, don't tell. What this movie explicitly does is turns on its head and it tells you but doesn't show you. It'll just be a shot of them driving, and it has narration of Holly saying, "Oh yeah, oh you should have been there. He was talking about his dreams and his fears and shit." It's crazy. And normally, this shouldn't work, but what makes it work in this movie is the fact that it it makes sense for these characters because you really feel like Kit wouldn't be someone who'd share that stuff so openly. So it feels like the characters are aware of their role in a movie, that people are watching them, so they don't directly show you that vulnerable side of them. But Holly, in her youthful innocence, lets that out and tells us herself instead of having the movie show us. I think it's really great and it serves to further characterizing because all we see of Kit is him being a complete psychopathic murderer piece of shit. So what the narration does is it shows that he also does have thoughts, hopes, fears, dreams, just normal everyday thoughts with just a little pinch of killing on the side here and there. But we can't all be perfect. And so by having only narration tell us those humanistic sides of him, it's a complete contrast to what we're seeing. And I think it works spectacularly well. And so I just really love the dynamic that Holly's just kind of forced to be along for the ride because she doesn't know anybody. She's a fucking kid. This hot ass dude grooms her. Is like, let's get out of here, baby. I just killed your daddy, but we gonna live together. And like throughout the movie, even when she's with him, she's like, I wonder what my future husband's doing right now. Like, oh my god, she's got this dude like rode or doed for her, and she don't give a shit. She's like, from the very early on, she's like, this dude's crazy. I'm not gonna marry him. I'm just going along with this for as long as I can. We'll see how it goes. It doesn't go well. And seriously, like, I haven't stopped thinking about this movie since watching because even though the violence, it's not emphasized in any way. It's not made to seem like anything special. Like, they don't put a special focus on, like, oh, let's make it extra bloody. Let's get those close-up shots of gore, shit like that. Like, no, it's just he does the killings and they're still shocking every time. You're just like, oh my god, this man's unhinged. I don't know what he's capable of because sometimes he kills people, sometimes he doesn't. And then, like, one of them was off screen and it was the most like, oh, you were a piece of shit, you awful, vile man. And then you're mad at Holly. You're like, why are you going along with this? Go home. Tell him, I'm good. He might shoot you. But then again, he loves you too much, so maybe he won't. Maybe she didn't want to take that risk. I understand, babe. I've been there. But like, it's a standard killing spree movie set in the 50s, but it's also like the most American movie I've ever seen because it knows when to relish in the 50s aesthetic. It never, like, there's not a scene where they go to a diner and it's like brightly lit blue and they got the neon lights and the jukebox and this and that. Like, no, I believe they do go to a diner once, but it just seems like the most normal diner, like something a fucking early Paul Thomas Anderson movie and shit, like just a diner. That's whatever. And so it feels really Americana like that. And their outfits, the cars, and how most of the movie is just wide open fields and in nature and shit. It's fucking fantastic. So you never get bogged down by having to deal with. They're working with such a low budget as it is, so they're never bogged down in their vision. It's not like, oh, we need them to be in a sprawling city in the 50s with hundreds of extras with era-appropriate clothing and era-appropriate cars, advertisements, stores, decor, and just all that shit. Like, they just completely sidelined that by just having it all be primarily nature. A big-ass field. I'm gonna bring my camera, set the tripod down, go drive Martin. It's great. It's so American. Love it. You got white men senselessly killing people. And what makes it even more American is the fact that, in the end, the white murderer gets detained by cops rather peacefully, even gains the favor of the cops, and charms his way into making them tell him, good luck, I really mean it. Like, how much more white America KKK can you get? It's beautiful. It's like, it makes me mad, but at the same time, it's such an honest look at how white serial killers are treated. In America, okay, the movie takes place in the 50s, so this issue would have been tenfold worse. But the fact that it's even still an issue now is a major fucking problem, showing we really haven't made as much progress as we thought we did in this nation. Because what I was going to say is, a black man can be walking with his hoodie up and his hands in his pockets out at night. Cops are far more likely to shoot him than they're going to shoot the literal murdering white man, white beady-eyed devil psychopath who shoots at the cops who are pursuing him. But he gets a little ahead of them, gets out of the car, decides to turn himself in. They don't even treat him harshly. They just treat him like they're picking up a friend from the airport begrudgingly. Like, it's absurd. It's absurd that this movie was able to capture that. It doesn't even intend to. It was probably just so, like, ingrained in society at that time that, you know, because let's be honest, all serial killers are white. Might be for a reason. Not gonna get into that. But basically, it's so ingrained in society that all these serial killers are just white. So we have to treat them with respect. That's just American society, baby. And the movie's made in the 70s. Now, 50 years later, like, I guess not as much anymore, but, like, shootings were a real massive problem before this fucking pandemic in America. Like, it's just, there was shootings an unreasonable amount at any fucking given moment. And they're also all treated like respect. Like, that Dylan Roof guy, wasn't he the one who fucking, they took to Burger King on the way to jail? Like, what the fuck is that? You'll shoot at protesters with rubber bullets, damaging them, fucking knocking their eyes out and shit, spraying tear gas on pregnant women and shit, and causing them to have miscarriages. Like, you're gonna do that to people who haven't done shit, but you're gonna treat these psychopathic murderers with the utmost respect? Like, it's just so infuriating. And what this movie provides us a little bit of cathartic release is the fact that at least he gets the death penalty. We don't see it. Once again, Holly tells us, yeah, he got the death penalty 3 months later, some shit like that. So it's like, it's something, but it just makes reality hurt even more when you realize, no, those dudes, white men in America are untouchable, I guess. I don't fucking know. Unless you diddly daddly white kids or white celebrities, then it becomes a problem. Black women can be kidnapped at unreasonable amounts. I mean, there is no reasonable amount, but, like, it's quite a bigger problem than you think in this country. They can be taken, nobody bats an eye. But when Epstein and all these celebrities start being a little naughty to other celebrities, white celebrities that people like, we lose our mind. It's not acceptable. And I don't want to say that that's not bad. Like, yes, the diddly-dallying is fucking horrendous. They should be fucking hung twice. All those people involved, all the molesters, all the abusers in the industry. But let's be honest here. They only care when you're white or you're famous. But, you know, the people of color are black women. All these things can happen to them. Nobody gives a shit. I don't know. I think that might be why the movie resonated with me so much, because it just really shows the most American thing ever. Just two white people going killing everyone. And yeah, it makes sense. It's in their nature. And especially with like everything that's been going on this year, it just feels like the kind of movie where like, yeah, that makes sense. And you think about the fact that it was made in the 70s, takes place in the 50s, but you're watching in 2020 and you're like, oh wow, nothing really changes, huh? Oh no. No. Don't do this to me. Oh, you goddamn bitch. No. You're not dying on me. No. Not like this. Where's the cable line? Where's the cable line? Oh, you piece of shit. Oh, you fucking goddamn piece of shit. Wait, it says it's plugged. Oh. It's plugged into the laptop, but just wasn't plugged into the outlet. Okay. Wow. My bad if that was a audio nightmare, but it was either that or the stream just fucking dies out of nowhere. Let me triple check it's charging. 2 hours to full charge. Dudes rock. Oh, and now we got my unmade. Well, no, it's kind of made. I did sit up from it. I was leaning on the pillow, I'll be honest, so it's a little crooked. It's not perfect. It's not HGTV, but we're going to hide our flaws. Yeah, just like that. Nobody's got to know. We can fix that a little more. That's the power of PC, baby. Jesus Christ. There we go. And I had to unplug a light, so now I'm looking dark as hell. But we're going to roll with it. So basically, this is a good movie. It's just, it caused my mind to wander a lot. Just pondering at the idea of white serial killers in America. And how it really is the most American thing possible. Jesus Christ. And now that I have my laptop plugged in, it's going to start being loud as hell. So let me think of what else to talk about regarding the movie. Pardon me. I really like the performances. Like, Martin Sheen was perfect casting to be a James Dean type of guy. He really looks like him. He exuded the personality perfectly. He got the accent right and everything. And Holly didn't give a remarkable performance, but her performance works because of the fact that she's just this naive, I cannot stress, a fucking child. This man's a serial killer and a pedophile. Somebody get this man a gig as a producer in Hollywood. Da 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 da. I love this industry, he said sarcastically. Anyways, she is a naive child, so I love how she doesn't play like she's acting. It really just feels like she's reading lines at times, but she's just vibing. She's just there. She has her own thoughts because most of the movie is her narrating what's happening. So I really like how they approach her character. Terrence Malick's writing is super good as always. It never gets too pretentious yet because, like I said, this is a more straightforward story than it is meant to be philosophical and make you think. Even though he is so good that it made me think, as you can see with my very long tangent about white serial killers being peak America. But we've had enough of that. I don't need to go back to that. What else? Music choice is really fucking good. Like the fact that there's that one scene where we're driving in the desert, and I was like, baby, it's Nat King Cole on the radio. And so he stops the car and they just slow dance his music for a bit. Great stuff. 50s music, what a time to be alive, where you're just listening to the radio, like, oh, there's the new banger this week. You could wake up the next week, oh, we got more bangers. Like, every song hits. There's probably like maybe 2% of every song released in the 50s decade doesn't bang. I'm pretty sure 98% of it killer. Throw that shit on a place and I'll be like, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck, woo, woo. That is just because of a fucking 50s party, like I'm goddamn Grease or some shit. What else? I mean, shit. It's a good movie. You should watch it. Good acting, good cinematography, good story. I don't know. I go through phases with movies. Like, I'm pretty sure this is true for everyone. Where they're like, I don't feel like watching this kind of movie. I want to watch this. Like, you might have a comedy phase, and then I just want action movies. Like, I went through a Jackie Chan phase for a really long time. And then once in a while, I have like a few hours where I feel like watching only comedies. Right now, I don't know where I am in terms of phases, but watching this movie made me realize I value a just simple, good movie. Because the best way to describe this movie, I mean it in the highest way possible, is it's like like a quarter pounder from McDonald's. You know what you're getting into, but there's something. Okay, not literally a quarter pounder from McDonald's. I'm trying to think of a burger place that everyone would know. Like a veggie Whopper from Burger King. You know what it is, you know what to expect, but it still takes you by surprise. You're like, damn, I kind of assumed it'd be good, but that's way better than I thought. It's almost perfect. Boom, I figured it out. Badlands is the impossible Whopper of Terrence Malick's filmography. I rest my case, bitch. And then, the Thin Red Line is his original chicken sandwich, add cheese and bacon to it, of his filmography. And then the New World is his chicken no. It's an order of 50 nuggets with honey mustard and ranch when you're drunk as hell. Almost hits the spot just right. Let me tell you, I could compare Terrence Malick's filmography to Burger King menu items any time of day. Just give me the time, kiddo. Seriously, shout out Terry Malley. He's the boy. He's the GOAT. He's the god. Yeah, he may have fucked up in the past 15 years or so. Hasn't made a banger in a while. I tried watching Hidden Life. Got very bored. Maybe I'll try it again. I hated, what's it called? To the Wonder? The one with Ben Affleck? Where he just kind of walks slowly and, like, looks at his wife in disgust from a distance the whole time. Not a great movie. Do not like new Terry Malick, where he just goes full Terry Malick, where it's just whisper monologues with spinning camera shots like he's Trey Edward Schultz. Fuck Trey Edward Schultz. Fuck new Terry Malley. Shout out old Terry Malley. We love Badlands. We love Days of Heaven. We stan the Thin Red Line harder than any shit in the world. We stan the New World. Near perfect movie. Might even be up there if I watch it a fifth time. It feels like a masterpiece, but it just doesn't quite get there. And yeah. So, if anyone in chat has any questions or would like to talk about anything, we are now opening the Q&A section. Last time, I got into quite a heated debate regarding the artistry of Joker. Went on a good while for that. I think that's all I did really, because then early in the episode, all I did was go on tangents that were based off of viewer comments. But if not, that's fine. This episode's longer than I thought it'd be. So we can end it there if you like, but there is a delay. So I'm going to wait a little bit, just in case, because, Twitch be like that, especially when some of my viewers are from the other side of the world. You know how I be. Aha, we going international. Ah. So I'm going to give it just a minute or two more. We'll see. If anyone has any questions in that time, we'll go. If not, that's fine too. Chat saying they weren't prepared for this. That is completely fine. No need to rush things, baby. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. We keep it 200 here. Let's think. In the meantime, I still haven't listened to the new Taylor Swift album. I've been meaning to, because I heard it's quite different from what she's done previously. So I'm willing to give her a chance. After ooh, look what you made me do, I thought she couldn't get lower than that. I already didn't like her, but that just made me fucking hate her. But I'm always down to give people chances. Like, I used to be the biggest Kid Cudi hater in the world, but now I'm like, I like him. Yeah, he's cool. Still haven't recovered from being a Chance the Rapper hater. I've hated him since high school. I'm probably always going to hate him, and the big date only cements me as a fucking prophet. I'm like, you guys are literally smoking crack, because that music is fucking crack smoke. Like, you have to smoke crack to listen to that piece of garbage. Acid rap. It's all about Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper. Oh my god, Chance the Rapper. Especially being a Chicago kid. Like, Chance, he's like the mayor of Chicago. Oh, he got the keys to the city. Oh, and then all the locals went to I forgot what it's called, but he basically had his own festival in Sox or Field. What's it called? It used to be called U.S. Cellular Field, maybe. Now it's Guaranteed Rate Field. Anyways, yeah, he's a piece of trash. I'm never going to like him. I'm only hating him more as the years go on. I'm very happy for me for being right about him. I'm right about Russ. He's never going to be good. The first time I heard him, some mutual retweeted him, and he was at 2,000 views for his music video, Pull the Trigger. I'm like, oh, this guy's actually pretty good. I like this song. So I started listening to his songs. Then that's the only song I liked, Pull the Trigger. And then everything else he's made has been complete dog shit, and he has way too much of fucking massive ego. I do everything on my own. It's like, shut up, dude. And it sucks. So, yay, whore. And then, yeah, fuck Russ. Fuck Logic. He's retiring, so good for him. He laughing all the way to the bank, from Twitch. What do I think of Chicago, the musical? I have not seen it since I was 4 years old, maybe. I just remember there being puppets at one point. They do lots of burlesque dancing. There's a song in there I don't like. I wish I could answer. Maybe I should watch it again. Might be a little too on the nose. Might be a little too on the nose. As someone who, I guess, went to school there. I don't know. Maybe that will only enhance it. I should check it out one day. I'll add it to the back burner in the brain there. But if you would like to share in chat what your thoughts of Chicago the musical, the film, the series, the anime, the game is, by all means go ahead. Because why else would you ask? Is this a indirect recommendation on your end, dear viewer, or what is going on here? Are you unofficially the spokesperson? You're still trying to sell DVDs, VHS copies of this film, perhaps? Who knows? We all have our motives. And once again, Twitch is known for its delay. So whenever I say things, I'm going to have to wait just a little bit for a response. I'm just staring at the black screen, and it's staring back at me like the abyss. I'm gonna do the Toni Collette. All right, here's my best impression of the Toni Collette. Sorry for audio. Okay, every version of this is video, so you could just look. But I do understand the fact that I play video podcasts on YouTube, but only listen to the audio. Like, I just have my phone in my pocket while I'm doing some shit. But you can look if you want, I guess. I'm going to do my best Toni Collette in Hereditary face. Wow, acting is hard. How the fuck does she do that? Good job, Toni Collette. You should have gotten that nomination that year. I don't even like Hereditary. Okay, just in case somebody has one more thing to say in chat, I'm going to go on one more little quick story tangent. My boy, that I met in college, shout out Parker, he was an extra in Hereditary. So at around the 34-minute mark during the party scene, you see my boy just hanging out in the background of what's considered to be a modern horror classic. So shout out to Parker. Miss you, buddy. And then, like, he is, I believe, was an English major, so we just met through, like, mutual friends and stuff. But one day, I did bring my film major boy, Mikey. Shout out, Mikey. I brought him along to a kickback, and somehow that fact was brought up that he was an extra in Hereditary. It's like, no way, are you serious? Like, my boy's hyped. So then Parker, my boy Parker, was like, I have the outfit here. I'm gonna put it on real quick. We're like, what? So we pull up the freeze frame of him in the movie, and then we pull up with his fit. Oh my god, it was like my life a movie. I'm in Hereditary. Hypest day of my life. Think about it way too often for a movie I don't like. But okay, looks like nobody said anything in chat. Completely fine. I guess that settles our podcast for today. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much for watching. Shout out Angel. Did not know you watch this podcast, but the fact that you do, shout out. Hopefully I can get your little baby ass onto real cinema. The good. We're gonna make a man out of you, sir. Okay, wait. That sounds weird out of context. Trust me. I forgot the terminology, but my cousin's son, like cousin first removed or some shit like that. The stupidest terminology, but I promise, fellas, it's not what you think. It's familial. I'm gonna make a man out of him. Shout out. He watches this podcast probably for my gaming thoughts because he's a massive gamer, arguably bigger than I was as a kid. Shout out. Here's me acknowledging you directly in the podcast. Shout out Twitch viewers. Shout out all the other YouTube viewers because I'm pretty sure he watches on YouTube. Shout out everyone. Ayo, shout out Terry Malik. Shout out Tarkovsky, except for Stalker. Fuck Stalker. Shout out TK, free TK. Free Bobby Shmurda. We got to get him out December 2020. That's the vision. That's all I see. My vision 2020. I'm looking right at him. I hope he's looking right at me, and we can get a new first day out of jail freestyle out of him. Shout out everyone, man. We're just all in this together, except for the rich and the white. And people who are employed. Okay, maybe we're not in this together, but people who feel me, we're in this together. Rest them, fuck them. All right, I'm on the stream now before I just make this a whole shout-out podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you next time. I'm out. It's your boy coming at you with another episode of the podcast. I record these randomly, so one day, stay subscribed on Twitch to see when I go live to do this. Stay subscribed on YouTube, youtube.com/foreigndisciples. Twitch.tv/EdgarLomeli11. So you can see whenever I randomly decide to upload a video, because I don't even think I do this on a weekly basis anymore. I think I do this whenever I feel like it. And that's my freestyle. That's my speech. I'm out. Bye-bye.